today I'm going to show you some of the best deals on the Pokemon card market right now. I buy and sell cards for a living, so I'm constantly looking for cards that I think are undervalued. Not only am I going to show you what cards I think you should buy, but I'm also going to give you reasons why I think the card will do well over time. You definitely don't want to miss this episode of Buy It Before I Do. Alright, so in today's episode, we're actually going to be focusing on some Japanese cards. We're going to look at some cards that are either unique, undervalued compared to their English counterparts, and some stamped promo cards. We're going to give you some information on why these cards are undervalued and why they might do well over time. And since TCG Player does not support Japanese cards, we're going to be looking at some comps from eBay and some other Japanese websites like CardRush. To keep things as simple as possible, when we're using a Japanese website like CardRush, they do display the prices in yen. The conversion rate to yen to USD is roughly around 75 cents for 100 yen. However, since we can't actually purchase Japanese cards in Japan, we're just going to kind of use a 1-to-1 ratio here and say 100 yen equals $1 because that's similar to what you'll see on eBay. And we're going to start off with the Arceus Legends promo. This card actually is an exclusive Japanese card. Even though we did get one of these in English, it did not have the Japanese stamp that you got from ordering the game. The one that we got in English actually came from a promo box. We've actually talked about this card specifically in other videos. If you haven't checked those out yet, make sure to do that. We talked about this recently in the What Cards to Grade video. So this falls in line with Japanese stamp promos. We do tend to see these do really well over time, and this one is a really good artwork. That Pokemon Legends stamp is really nice on this card here as well. And I'll actually show you some Sun and Moon promos with similar stamps that have done super well over time. Real quick, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for supporting our channel over the past month. Our first video launched on April 10th, and you guys have absolutely smashed our expectations for the entire channel. Thanks to you guys, we will now be uploading 4 full-length videos every single week. Each one's going to have bigger and better giveaways so we can help give back to you guys for supporting us. For today's video, we're going to be giving away an entire booster box of V-Star Universe to 1 subscriber. To enter this giveaway, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe to our channel with notifications on, and comment down below a card that you think is undervalued. Alright, back to the video. We are going to reference some more Japanese stamped promos throughout this video, but here's a really good example of a card that did super well over time. This card was the Clefairy trainer art from Dream League. This was sort of a pre-release promo for that set, and you can see this one does have the stamp here. When this card first came out, you could get it for a couple dollars. And now the card raw is going from anywhere from $150 to $250, and then you could grade it and get even more money for that. So the fact that we can still get this Arceus promo for around $8 still sealed is a really good deal. Next up, we've got the Charizard Grand Prix Illustrator promo. We actually never saw this card in English, so this is the only print of this card. It also is a stamped card as well. It is a non-holo, so typically these are actually pretty easy to grade. You could actually pick this card up in a PSA 10 for a really cheap price as well. However, I still probably recommend going with just the raw card if you're able to find it. So this card has a lot of things going for it. Obviously, it's a Charizard card. It is a stamped promo, and we never saw this thing in English, so roughly around $6 you can get this card right now. Let's actually take a look at eBay as well so we can compare some comps. So as you can see, you can currently pick this card up all day long for around $6 to $7 on eBay. If you wanted to go with a graded version, you can actually still get these for under $40 as well. Honestly, it's got a pretty good multiplier, so this may make it to one of our next best cards to grade list. And again, we've talked about this before, but if you're planning on buying multiple cards on eBay, try to find a seller that's got all the cards that you're looking for, or if you're looking to buy multiple of the same cards, because it saves them a lot of money to ship a lot of cards to one person versus sending individual cards to a bunch of different people. So more than likely, they'll probably give you a discount for buying a bunch of cards. All right, next up is probably one of my favorite cards of all time, and it's going to be one more stamped Japanese card. This is going to be the Armored Mewtwo promo from the movie Mewtwo Strikes Back in Japan. You could only get this particular card from seeing the movie in Japan. We did get our own version of this card, and it came in a collector's chest, but that version actually does not have the stamp. So this card is still significantly less expensive than the English counterpart, and we'll show you that here in a minute. One thing to keep in mind with this card is very unique. The way that it was packaged, it actually has a little plastic piece in the back, and I'll show you here in a second. So this seller actually did take a picture of the back as well, so you can see there's a plastic piece in the back, and if they're stored incorrectly, they can actually damage the card. So a lot of these on the market are actually damaged, so you do have to be careful when buying this card, but if you're able to find one that's near mint and without damages, this is a fantastic card to buy. And let's look at the English one. So the English one actually still isn't that bad of a deal. Under $40 is great, but you can get the Japanese one sealed for under $20. So I still think that's a better deal than going with this one. So again, this card has a lot going for it. It's a fan favorite card. It's super unique being an Armored Mewtwo, and it does have that Japanese stamp as well. So this card has a lot of things going for it. It's the only Armored Mewtwo card ever. This particular one has the movie stamp that says Mewtwo Strikes Back on it. And if you want to keep this thing sealed, you can just keep it sealed forever. It would make a really cool addition to your collection. All right, we actually have a few V-Star Universe cards on the list today. The cards that I have picked are actually significantly less than their English counterpart, and as you already know, Japanese quality is super good, so these could be really good to grade. So first up, we have the Mewtwo V-Star SAR. So you can currently pick this thing up for around $30, which is less than half of what you can get the English one for. So here you can see the Mewtwo V-Star you can get for around $70 currently. A lot of V-Star Universe cards and Crown Zenith cards have been tanking recently just because of how much product has been available. But with how popular this set is overall, I expect things to turn around relatively soon. But for around $30 to pick up this amazing card is an absolute steal, so definitely get this one. All right, next on the list is going to be the Entei V. We're also going to talk about the Raikou V and potentially the Suicune V. I believe all of the Legendary Beast SARs are a little bit undervalued right now. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either Crown Zenith or V-Star Universe singles right now. I think they're all really underpriced. We may actually make a separate video on that just alone, just with how crazy it is right now. But currently, the Entei V SAR you can pick up for around $10 to $11, which is insane. It's such a cool card. The artwork on this thing is fantastic. It's one of the Legendary Beasts. Definitely a fan favorite Pokemon. The English version of this isn't much more expensive, but we're going to take a look at it anyway. So here we go. And just over the past 3 months, look at that. It's gone from $26 all the way down to around $15. But again, the Japanese one is around $10 to $11, so even cheaper. So I think this is a definite buy. Okay, so here's where things get a little bit more interesting because the Raikou V is almost the same price as the Entei, but the English counterpart is a lot more expensive. Again, I don't think you can go wrong really with either of these cards, but particularly this one, the English one, is almost 2.5 times more expensive. So let's take a look at that. So the English Raikou V did not take as much of a hit as the other ones. This one's still around $26, so getting the Japanese version for under $12 is a really good deal. And we are going to throw the Suicune on the list as well. Even though it's very similar to the English counterpart in price, I believe both of these cards are actually severely underpriced. Currently, the Japanese one you can get it for around $18, and compared to where this card used to be, this is an absolute steal. So let's take a look at the price chart on the English version. So this card's price has almost been cut in half over the last 3 months. So even though today's episode is about Japanese cards, either one of these is undervalued and I think is a great buy right now. All right, so next up, I'm going to show you a couple of tag team cards. I know everyone still absolutely loves tag teams, and it's showing in the market right now because everything in the tag team area is just going to the absolute moon right now. In fact, I just recorded an episode about buying some of these cards, and I got them for around $7, and they're already up to like $15 or $16, so these are crazy. But to be fair, the English counterpart is actually around $35 to $40, which is absolutely wild for just a regular tag team card. This one does tend to be kind of the fan favorite tag team out of all of them. So again, this card could be a really good one to buy, maybe even in bulk if you're able to find a seller with multiple of these cards that'll give you a discount. Let's go ahead and compare this to the English one so I can show you just how expensive these cards are getting. So I wanted to take a look at the 1 year chart on this one just to see the absolute 45-degree angle of an increase that these cards have been getting lately. So these cards are definitely on the rise. This one you may have to act sooner rather than later if you're looking to pick these up because they just keep going up and they're not stopping. Pokemon, if you're listening, bring back the tag team cards. All right, so staying in the tag team area, next up is going to be the Rainbow Rare Reshiram Charizard GX. This card came from the set Double Blaze in Japanese and Unbroken Bonds in English. Again, with everything in the tag team era just kind of exploding right now, you can't really go wrong with a Rainbow Rare Reshiram Charizard. This card's been on the decline again for the past year or so. The Japanese version you can get for around $70, and even a PSA 10 version of this card is only around $120 to $140, which is close to what you can get the English version for. So let's go ahead and take a look at the English version as well. So even though this card is currently around $135 to $140 for a near mint copy, it's still crazy to think that this card was like $300 to $500 not that long ago. So the Japanese version specifically is an absolutely fantastic deal for around $70, or even a PSA 10 for $120 to $140 is just a steal. And last on the list today is going to be one more tag team card, and it's another Reshiram Charizard. This time we're just going with the regular art because you're able to get this thing for around $6 or $7. Again, if you find a seller with multiple copies of these, you might even be able to get them for around $5. Recently, I've been able to get these around $4 to $5 buying in the quantities I do. So this card is a little bit more available because it was printed twice, originally in Double Blaze and again in Tag Team GX All-Stars. So before everything else in the tag team era becomes inaccessible, this is another one that is still relatively cheap and is still cheaper than the English version. So the English version has been slowly on the rise, I'd say, for over the past year. So again, the Japanese version being $5 or $6, definitely pick that one up if you can. Well, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's content, make sure to like and subscribe with notifications on. That way you know as soon as we upload our next video. If you want to help support the channel, you can definitely check out PokeCollect.com. We have everything you can imagine relating to the Pokemon trading card game with competitive pricing and a huge inventory. You can also use this exclusive discount code YouTube5 to receive 5% off your entire order. This discount code will only work for the first 100 orders, so you might have to be fast. All right, thanks again for watching until the end of the video, and with that, we'll see you next time.